Just a minute. Glad to see people coming again and again, and also new faces. Please switch on your camera. That gives me the energy to talk with more enthusiasm, because I don't want to talk to a black screen. Thank you. That's a sign of audacity to switch on the camera. So those who are not switching on the camera, I either assume that their camera is not working or they are in their night dress. All right. And I don't mind if you're in night dress. It's fine. That's absolutely fine. Yeah. I read books most of the time in my night dress. All right. So I hope you guys have gone through the book or booklet of More of Less by Joshua Becker. Basically, it's all about minimalism. Yeah. One of my favorite topics. Uh, I won't claim myself as a minimalist guy, but yeah, I'm trying to walk that path. Uh, minimalism is not about giving up luxuries or, non-possession. It's not about Gandhiji's non-possession and accepting voluntary poverty. Nothing to do with that. That's a completely different philosophy. Uh, it's also not just about decluttering your house and getting rid of the excess stuff. That is part of minimalism. I think the main message of the author was that people over things. Yeah, nowadays we, know, we should use things, right, and interact with people. Now it's the opposite. We interact with things and use people for our selfish means. So I think that's the main message of the author, that if I have too many things in my house, I end up spending a lot of time on them, maintaining them, usko saaf safai karna, recharging them. No, सब्सक्राइब नेटफ्लिक्स रहेगा तो उसका रिचार्ज करना है, टीवी रहेगा तो उसको रिचार्ज करना है, उसको साफ रखना है, मेंटेन करना है. And when I gradually started getting rid of these things, so I don't have a TV at home, I don't have Netflix subscription, I don't have Swiggy in my mobile, by the way. I don't have uh, a bed in my bedroom. I sleep on the floor. What I've realized is the time that I've saved in maintaining those things, I started giving it to people. We don't realize how much time we spend in maintaining those things. People fighting on the parking lot. तूने मेरी जगह park की गाड़ी, and it's such a common scene in all the complexes. We are fighting over things. People fighting over things. Because people fighting for people, I can understand. People fighting over things, I think that is disgrace to humanity. Right? Because thing is a non-living thing. Humans are living things. So I'm going to give you a bigger picture of what I have drawn high-level conclusions from the book. I'm not going to repeat the examples that the author has given. I assume that you have read or heard the booklet of More of Less by Joshua Becker. See, when I got this idea of Mission Make India Read, making summaries for you guys, I took a minimalistic approach. So basically, Steve Jobs was also a minimalist, not in his real life, but in business. If you look at iPhone and you compare it with other Android phones, iPhone had only one button on its screen. Abhi to wo bhi chala gaya hai in the latest iPhones. There's only one button in the center at the bottom, whereas other Samsungs had 3 buttons, right? So that is minimalism. Maximum with minimum. I think if you could summarize the entire book in one line, give maximum with minimum. Minimum what? Minimum effort, minimum time, minimum money. Yeah, and output should be maximum, right? So I thought, how can I start a very lean approach with my fourth startup, because I had 3 failed startups in a row previously, and that had took a toll on my psyche. If you guys know, you have watched my TED Talk or Josh Talk, I had a suicidal attempt. And then in the wake of this misery and depression, taking up the risk of fourth startup had to be very frugal approach, because my pockets were almost empty, my spirits were empty, but still कुछ तो करना है अभी, मरना नहीं है तो अभी कुछ करना है. And so when this idea struck to my mind, I decided to start on WhatsApp. Now nobody thought about it. I mean, we all knew about social media, but when it came to social media, it was only Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn, and then it was TikTok. But nobody thought of WhatsApp as a mass media tool, right? It was looked at as a personal messenger. That's not the main reason. So when I started on WhatsApp and it clicked, and then when I got some 5-10 lakh people on WhatsApp, then I took the call of coming out with a app called Booklet, if you know my journey. Now, well, I and Fareed have developed a system on WhatsApp. Over a period of time, we understood what are the problems, how to maintain all the contacts. We have 50 lakh WhatsApp contacts on our mobile. 50 lakh, 50. How do we manage it? And everything is done manually. Of course, we are not able to be in touch with all those 50 lakh on a daily basis or weekly basis either. But imagine how we have evolved over a period of 5-6 years to manage these things. We could have easily made millions of rupees by selling this data. But then you guys would have killed me, right? Held my neck. I can easily make crores of rupees by I have some valuable data. I have so much of information about you guys, which even I don't know, because I don't care about it. Right? Yeah. They say data is the new oil. Maybe for a selfish businessman, it's not for me, because you guys are not data points for me. You guys are my friends, booklet friends. You are people, you are readers. Right? Treating human beings as data points, again, it's a disgrace to humanity. So when I opened the doors of Booklet House so that let people come in and replace things with people, and young startups started asking me, can you teach us, explain us the system of your WhatsApp? How do you deal with these 50 lakh people? And we started giving all the secrets to them. It was like an open secret for everybody. At least 10 startups we must have explained to them, me and Fareed, and how it works, the system. It's not a great system based on Excel sheets and all. We are non-IT guys. And you know what? Surprisingly, nobody has followed it till now. Nobody. They know it is tried and tested. They've seen our success. They've seen our journey, but no. Can anybody guess what must be the reason? Just unmute yourself. Why nobody? Yeah.
I will guess. I think I will guess. Maybe it's for free.
It's for free. All right.
Yeah, that's why.
Okay, fine. Good guess. Anybody else?
Can you repeat the question, please?
The question is that we have developed a system on WhatsApp to get in touch with 50 lakh people, and we started the mission on WhatsApp. The app came later on. And then when people came to know, I shared my story everywhere about how I started, how that idea got into my mind at Bahubali Theatre. And then I got started with first summary on WhatsApp. And from 10 people, gradually we are at 50 lakh people. So Zahir hai, over a period of time, we have developed a system on WhatsApp. It is not an automated system. It's still manual, but there is some system. So we taught this system to many startups who want to start a similar thing in their own field. They liked the idea. They were excited, but nobody used it in a full-fledged way. They again went back to other social media. So she said that because we are giving for free and people are reluctant because they wanted to give a paid service, maybe that could be a valid answer. But anything else?
Yeah, I think they since it's a manual, it's not automated. So, to learn it, they would have to go to through the same process which you went, and that much pains, I think they would
Very
not.
good point. Very good point. This is also a very good point, which I was not knowing this. One of the interviewers made me realize that Amrut,
They would
you,
definitely have to go through all the pain. And
yeah, exactly. Very good point. Very good point. So what you said is so true that everybody else is busy in automation. How can I automate the things so that I can sit back and just enjoy the fruits of my
right.
past efforts? Whereas I and Farid had started enjoying the process of getting in touch, sending the summary, getting the feedbacks, improving the past summaries, correcting the grammar. Okay, that audio summary was not so great. It did not get great response. So let's learn from it and rectify it in the next audio summary. The selection of the books. We were so much busy and joyful in improving the craft. We forgot about automation.
Yeah, I can understand that the journey is always more fun than the destination.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Okay, so free, first reason. Second reason, as they said, that people are result obsessed and they think process is not important. Any other reason?
Yes, could be. They don't want to try something new. They are just going with what is available in the market. They don't want to put efforts on this.
Maybe. Yeah. But then we had tried and we were quite successful. Still, they were reluctant to duplicate. They just wanted to duplicate our system. But yeah, there were other safer mediums. Yeah.
Like in our real life too, where we have many options, but we always go for the things which are easily available and tested. We don't want to put extra effort in testing and doing all the stuff.
Correct. Very good. Now I'll tell you the main reason what I think. See, we really wanted you to read, to make India read. The purpose was so clear. The why was so strong to cultivate reading habit amongst the youth of India. And WhatsApp was just a stupid medium, right? It was a tool. It was a means, not the end. And because WhatsApp can't exhibit numbers, we can't show, unlike YouTube subscribers, that see, I have 50 lakh followers, right? Whereas they were more interested in showing numbers to their prospective investors. कि देखो इतने डाउनलोड्स है, इतने फॉलोअर्स है, इतने सब्सक्राइबर्स है, इतने लाइक्स है. There are no likes on WhatsApp. तो उस वक्त तो स्टेटस का भी ये नहीं था फीचर. See how when your why is clear, decision making is quite different and easy, right? As I did not put ads in mobile app, booklet app, the decision was very clear. It was quite easy. It was not tough at all. But I'm sacrificing the cash flow. No. On one hand, I'm asking you to read, and on the other hand, I'm distracting you by flashing ads, by showing you Vico Bajradanti toothpaste. No, it's a bad idea. It's making India read what? The unwritten word is books. Make India read books. It's not make India read ads, right? So again, so we started with a very minimalistic approach. So zero investment in WhatsApp, zero knowledge of coding. Yeah. One summary. I started with one summary. Somebody else would have thought, I'll first spend 6 months inside the studio, make a good number of 100 summaries in text and audio, and then launch a startup, launch an app. We did not take that route. Okay, just one summary, take the feedback. We all are amateurs. We will improve and correct the course along the way. Now that is not easy. To set aside your ego and expose your craft, the incomplete craft, the amateur craft, to all the unknown people with all those deficiencies and lacunas, and be humble enough to accept those criticisms as negative feedbacks only and work on them. That is called achieving excellence. That is called an excellence mindset. We should not go for a perfection mindset. What is perfection mindset? जब तक मेरा काम परफेक्ट नहीं होता है, एक्यूरेट नहीं होता है, मैं वो किसी को दिखाऊंगा नहीं. Now this comes with ego. More than the craft, you are interested in protecting your ego, protecting your image, not the craft. Right? That's not a good approach. Right? Because most of the time, what you think exciting, other people don't find it exciting. कितनी बार ऐसा हुआ है? डायरेक्टर्स लोग जो है अच्छे डायरेक्टर्स, वो एक दो सीन ना बिटा सबको दिखाते हैं टीम को, और जो उसको एक्साइटिंग लगता है टीम बोलती है तो बकवास सीन है, और वहीं पे सब खराब सीन चले जाते, एंड व्हाट वी गेट इन द थिएटर्स आर ओनली beautiful best scenes. So this is very important. We should adopt a excellence mindset where you iterate by improving each and every lacuna that you have got through negative feedbacks. Also, I'll say, I think our startup might be one of the most frugal startups in India, because we hardly have increased our overheads. We are a team of 3 people, me, Fareed, and a IT guy who sits in Pune. We could have expanded it to a team of 50 people, sought a big investor. Investors ki to line lagi thi mere liye. And people are ready to buy me out for like 50 crores and 100 crores and 150 crores. But then one of the investors said that then you should not be on board. I tried to convince them it's not just about summaries, it's about the positioning, it's about reading habit. That booklet has a huge existence outside the app. Okay, I interact with people, and that's why they are there. They did not understand. I said, if I'm not on board, what will I have a reason to wake up in the morning the next day? I'll go in depression again. You are taking away my soul. That app is just a bunch of code and some excuse to keep books relevant in your daily routine. The mission is something much larger than it. लेकिन उनको कुछ समझा ही नहीं मैं क्या बोल रहा हूँ. And in some meetings when people start saying in the investors कि हमारा exit route क्या होगा, so exit में 10x मिलेगा या 15x मिलेगा, I just get up from the meeting and say tata bye bye. It's not a typical business. I'm not against business, by the way. I have chosen this route of social entrepreneurship. So typically people say that I will first make a lot of money for my family, for myself. Okay. I'll retire by the age of 45, 44. And then I'll give it back to the society. Right? I'll contribute. I turned this idea upside down. Exactly ulta. And people say that I'll first make money and then give it back. I thought, how can I make a substantial, meaningful contribution to my motherland right now, which will also take care of my household expenses? So जो secondary था उसको मैंने primary कर दिया, and then मेरे खर्चे अपने आप हो जाएंगे. Now I use the word household expenses. You must be wondering, what about the luxuries? There is no harm in enjoying luxuries, right? But then when you start giving, over a period of time, my attraction towards luxuries was lost. I was no more attracted by BMWs and those fancy watches and smartwatch and Nike shoes, because I'm very sure we are right now some good number of people in this room. Every night I go to bed as the most satisfied person amongst all my friends circle, because the kind of response I get from people. Now that's the main message, that if something which can't be measured in numbers doesn't make it less important, right? But numbers में इतना जादू है ना, they hypnotize us, right? For example, I get so many requests to collaborate. YouTube पे collaborate करते, Instagram पे collaborate करते. Okay. Now, if I deviate from my why, my main purpose, and just start collaborating with anybody, a stand-up comedian, you know what will happen? चलो उसके 1 करोड़ followers रहेंगे, उसके 1 करोड़ followers के 50 लाख अगर मेरे पास आएंगे, then I'll end up serving those people whom I don't want to serve. आधा टाइम तो मुझे उनके खिचखिच और ये रिप्लाई करने में जाएंगे, ट्रोलिंग होगा. You just check out all the comments on my YouTube, Instagram. Till now, there is no negative comment. It's surprising. No negative. Forget about trolling. Why? Because I did not allow my content to go viral. Surprising? I don't want my content to go viral. So, sounds very ironical, right? Everybody wants to go viral in this world. No, because if content goes viral, it will also go to reach out to people whom I would not like to serve. I'm very clear whom I'm made for. Booklet guy is not for everybody. Booklet guy is not a celebrity. Booklet guy is not a brand. Booklet guy is not a YouTuber. Booklet guy is not a motivational speaker. Booklet guy is not a life coach. Booklet guy is a spirit that believes in the power of reading habit. And only those people who believe in my belief should come to me, should be part of this mission. So see, there are clear filters. And that's why I find it safe to keep my doors open. और घर में एक भी ऐसा इंसान आया नहीं है जो गलत है, which I never wanted him to come. Such nice people who sink in with my values. And the best common thing is books. So somebody just jokingly tell me that, but what about चोरी होगी तो तुम खुला रखते हो, ताला भी नहीं लगाते हो घर को. मैं बोला कि readers don't steal and thieves don't read, so I'm safe. So I think this is a very important point that something which can't be measured in numbers doesn't make it less important. I'll give you some examples. There was Gudi Padwa 3 days ago. It's a Maharashtrian festival and Indian New Year. And my father started feeling uneasy since morning, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock. He's 85. His heart has dilated now. And doctor has said that there is no point in going for heart surgery at this age. So whatever it is, let the nature take its own course, and we'll just wait and watch and let him live whatever life God wants him to live. And he said that, but I don't want to go to that doctor, our regular doctor. I said, why? No, I don't want to go. Some weird reason he was saying. And I went panic that he was panting. Or kare to kya kare? And of course, I have very good number of doctor friends because of Booklet. They're very good, but it was Gudi Padwa, festival, holiday, and then I'll have to take my father to that clinic. And I was so scared because there is no elevator in my building. So even taking him down was a big risk because it was very sure that he will face a cardiac arrest. He has become that weak. I was tensed. Kare to kya kare? Just to distract myself because I was not getting any solution. I started making that goodie. If you saw my social media, I made a goodie made of books, something unconventional. And you know what happened? A man came inside the house because the door was open. Hi, I'm Dr. Sachin. I just came here because for the festival with my kids. And I know you since 4 years. So I thought I should come and meet you. And he was a cardiologist. And I just could not hold back my tears. I just went to his feet. Now see, this is karma, right? And I went speechless. And then actually my father just needed a placebo. He wanted to talk to a doctor. And then he talked to him, thoda kuch changes kiye medicine mein, and now he's feeling better. Now, ये इसके सामने वो subscribers, followers, likes, and they're all useless. Yeah? So when I talked about the collaboration, if I collaborate with a stand-up comedy guy and we have some chit chat and a video, जो उसके 10 लाख followers आएंगे ना, वो सब उसमें से 9 lakhs तो useless होंगे because they don't believe in my belief. Are you getting my point? So numbers are useless. और numbers में quality दिखती नहीं है ना, because it's just a number. We think that the follower number 1 and follower number 2 are one and the same. No. तो numbers में दिखता नहीं है ना, the quality. Right? Quality दिखता है by interacting with people. So that was a very interesting story I wanted to share. And I learned this from Company of One by Paul Jarvis. It's a very interesting book. I have summarized it in Booklet. Company of One, where he has directly attacked on the very meaning of the word growth. He said that growth doesn't mean getting bigger. It means getting better. Everywhere it's about, अगर कुछ शुरू करना है business venture, तो more sales, more team, more territories, more products, yeah, more regions, more scale up, scale up, scale up. Why? It's not necessary. If you think you have attained a certain point, you can stop. So upper limit of profits कोई बात नहीं करता है, right? Lower limit of losses सब बात करते हैं कि यहाँ तक loss हुआ तो will exit from the business. But nobody talks about the upper limit of profits. Why we should always compare with Jeff Bezos and Warren Buffett? No. So if I just keep taking on more and more projects with Booklet, but if that prevents me from doing my morning workout one day, and somewhere it will affect my health, right? And somewhere it will, in the long run, affect Mission Make India Read. But I can't prove this, right? If somebody tomorrow wants to have a meeting with me, but the meeting is at 8 o'clock in the morning, which is my workout time, and if I say yes for the meeting and no to my workout, that is going to affect my health, and my health will indirectly affect Mission Make India Read by 1%. But I can't prove this na 1-to-1 कि वो workout miss किया इसलिए आज Mission Make India Read fail हुआ 1% से. Are you getting my point? So it's all slow process, and that's why we all talk about life को slow करना है, fast करना है. Not necessary. Life को simplify करना है by taking a minimalistic approach. Where you have 100 friends, have 10 friends. Where you watch 10 movies in a month, watch one movie. Just simplify life in terms of numbers. Just because it is available, just because log hai, abhi connect hona bahut easy hai, so we are keeping on increasing the number of friends. No, you can also remove wrong people from your life. मैंने किया है. Unfriending people from your life is as important as making new friends. I know it's not a easy task. It's an ugly task. But if you think people are toxic people are there in your life, they're just solving no purpose, but just killing your soul, just remove them from your life. I've removed 2 friends from my life. वो गिड़गिड़ आए कि नहीं प्लीज हमारा तो झगड़ा भी नहीं हुआ है. Why? Is it necessary to have a fight to put an end to a relationship? No, let's put an end on a happy note. Yeah. Simplifying, I focus a lot on simplifying life. Yeah. Yeah. So Company of One by Paul Jarvis. Please take a look at that book. It has got some very good insights. And so one line from that book is successful progress is better than stressful success. Successful progress is better than stressful success. Yeah. So if you observe that even today we don't have a payment gateway. When we won a prize in a startup contest, we got a 3-month free accommodation in a incubator, in a co-working space. So there the life coach was teaching us कि तुम्हारा ना पेमेंट एकदम स्ट्रीम एकदम इजी होना चाहिए, so that सामने वाले ज्यादा फटाफट पेमेंट करने को मिला तो आपका ना बिजनेस बढ़ेगा वगैरह. Till date, in spite of these 50 lakh people, thousands of people have bought my book, there is no payment gateway on my website. It's just GPay and this Paytm. Not a single person has complained. Not a single person has complained. People come to you for why you do, not for what you do. If people are inspired by your why, they will take all the pain to do the transaction. Got it? Best example, I think the most underrated event of Indian history is Anna Hazare's Anshan, which took place around 2009, I guess, 2009. I think so. Do you remember that event? Huh?
2012.
2005? Okay. Do you
12,
remember
12.
the kind of atmosphere in India it was? The whole of India had come together for that one man who had no great personality, not a great orator like Modi. He was not a great orator, right? But the spirit, the why was so strong to eradicate corruption from India. पूरा the Deshmukh की तरह हो गया था corruption in every 1 or 2 months. There was some scandal, scam. Hope you remember those days. Yeah. एंड एक हिंदू नहीं था, मुस्लिम नहीं था, छोटे बड़े बूढ़े सब, they were helping him. No, he was doing action in Delhi, I guess. यहाँ पे मुंबई में मोर्चे हो रहे थे, young boys and girls were coming on the streets. It had a profound impact on my mind. वो इतना मेरे दिमाग में रह गया कि ये मार्केटिंग वगैरह सब सेकेंडरी है. पुटिंग स्टिकर ऑफ योर ऐप बिहाइंड द ऑटो रिक्शा, ये सब यूजलेस है. इफ यू अपील टू द पीपल, appeal to the heart of the people and not attacking the mind by clarifying your why, the higher purpose, then people will come to you. Your underlying what's can be anything. It can be eradicating corruption, it could be fitness training, it could be selling fish online, or it could be cultivating reading habit. Any damn thing. But focus on your why. Yeah, always start with why. And so no payment gateway. We literally take orders on WhatsApp also. Half of the orders for my book are on WhatsApp. Simple. Even at this scale, me and Farid, we are only a team of 2 who are handling everything. So हमने उल्टा अप्रोच किया. लोग क्या सोचते हैं कि अभी ये प्रोजेक्ट्स करना है तो अभी 10 लोग की टीम लेते हैं और 10 लोगों को हायर कर. हमने उल्टा सोचा. If we want only 2 people for next 5 years, what all projects should be taken up? And every 6 months, I and Farid talk to each other to check our stress levels. कि कुछ ज्यादा वर्कलोड हो रहा है क्या? हाँ, वर्कआउट मिस हो रहा है क्या? यार ठीक से नींद कम हो रही है क्या? 8 घंटे की नींद नहीं पूरी हो रही. वी ऑलवेज कीप अ चेक ऑन आवर वेलबींग. नहीं अभी कुछ ज्यादा लोड हो रहा है तो वी ड्रॉप दैट प्रोजेक्ट. Again, as I said, something which can't be measured in numbers doesn't make it less important. For me, sound sleep, peace of mind, physical health are more important than 10 lakh followers on Instagram. Okay, and that is minimalism. Minimalism will make it possible. वरना more के चक्कर में वो डायबिटीज, कोलेस्ट्रॉल, है ना, साइटिका, आर्थराइटिस कब आ जाता है समझ में नहीं आता. As I said, iPhone is a very good example of minimalism. If you check the screen, there was only one button. अभी वो बटन भी चला गया है, right? Very good example of minimalism. Google.com पे जाओगे आपको क्या दिखता है? One white page, 95% of the page is blank, white color, and a stupid single search bar जिसमें एक magnifying glass है. You have to search the keyword, right? Now this tech number 1 company in the world, are they mad? Are they crazy not to put any ad on this page, www.google.com page, where the whole world goes there at least 3-4 times in a day? Do you? We Google at least 3-4 times in a day. The whole world Googles on that page. एक ad डालने के लिए उसको कितना पैसा मिल, मेरे ख्याल से रिलायंस तो पूरी अपनी पूंजी देने को रेडी रहेगी google.com पे ad डालने के लिए. है yes or no? But they did not. They knew the power of minimalism. कि जितना हम ब्लैंक पेज रखेंगे उतना जो एलिमेंट दिखा रहे हैं हम वो हाईलाइट होगा. Getting my point? If you highlight everything on a page, then nothing is highlighted then. To highlight something, you should highlight something less. Then it stands out. So less means minimalistic approach. All right. But there is a difference between being a miser and being frugal. Frugal के चक्कर में आपको कंजूस नहीं होना है. मैं ये नहीं बोल रहा हूँ कि some people वो सब्जी बंडी में 5-10 रुपए कम करते हैं. I never do that. I never bargain in those chindi things. Right? At the same time, now audio summary was the heart of Booklet startup, right? Because there shouldn't be any compromise in the quality of audio summaries, my voice and the sound quality. I could have bought a mic for 1,200 rupees, 1,500 rupees. No, I did not compromise there. I bought a mic for 15,000 rupees, this one. And the quality. अभी भी आपको मालूम है कि the quality is much better than most of the podcast and other things. Why? because then for important main thing is main thing. उस पे खर्चा करना है. If my technology is the main thing in my startup, I should have the best laptop in the world. So I have a MacBook. All right. But then बाकी के छोटे-छोटे चीजों में I have cut down cost like anything. For example, I gave you the example of WhatsApp. Then books. We have hardly bought any books from our pockets. I have a collection of 4,000 books in my house. उसमें से 30 books I have bought from my own pocket. बाकी के कैसे आए हमको ही नहीं पता. People lend, we borrow, gift somehow. So again, and we never demanded from anybody. Authors have started gifting their own books every day. There is 1 or 2 courier coming. कोई book भेजता है हमको. Once I was invited in Indore by a school come college. It was a graduation day of those students, and the principal himself came to the airport to pick me up in his car. And he was repeatedly asking me the same question. But Amrut, what about your living? Tu sab free mein deta hai. How is it possible? You're a young chap, long life ahead. Yeah, you must be having some further plans, family. How is it possible? Free कैसे देते हो? I mean, इतना बार वही सवाल पूछ रहे थे. Books तो रह गया बाजू पे. I said, wait a minute, I'll tell you. So I never have a precondition that if you want me to come there for a talk, then you should give me so and so money. I never do that. There is no such condition. Yeah, the condition is only home cooked food because I don't eat outside food, and no lavish hotel. I would prefer to stay in your house and eat your home cooked food, spend time with your family, and learn your culture. So these are the 2 conditions. Please unmute. Yeah, thank you. And so I said that, do you remember what I told you when you requested me to come there? That is it possible for you to buy my book, 50 copies for your 50 students who are graduating today? And you immediately said yes. हाँ तो एक गिफ्ट हो जाएगा ना, सबको एक बुक दे देंगे. That's it. You have already helped me financially. And then he said, but is that enough? I said, that's the whole point. I've understood how much is enough. Or else I could have put a big condition कि नहीं 1000 copies ही लेना है, पूरे college के लिए लेना है. Yeah, 50,000 transfer करो फिर मैं आऊँगा. No. Understanding what is enough, how much is enough is so important, but it's so blurry. वो मैं नहीं बता पाऊंगा. My enough is different. Your enough is your enough. My enough is my enough. All right. And that enough mostly is affected. वो enough कभी आता ही नहीं है because of social comparisons. I'll give you an example. Now, Virat Kohli, who is one of the biggest cricket star today, say suppose he has a net worth of say 100 crores, maybe 50 crores. So he will never compare his net worth with Rohit Sharma, who is doing little lesser than him. He will compare his net worth with maybe somebody like Shah Rukh Khan, who has 1,000 crore net worth. Now Shah Rukh Khan, I'm giving an example of social comparison. Now, Shah Rukh Khan will never compare himself with Virat Kohli. He will compare with Mukesh Ambani, who has maybe around 20,000 crore net worth. Now Mukesh Ambani will not compare himself with any Indian because he is the richest Indian. Now he wants to become the richest in the world and he'll compare with Jeff Bezos and Warren Buffett. And that's the problem. Get my point? Why not compare with people who are doing lesser than us and then feel good? Okay, so social comparison is the main reason where we don't understand how much is enough. Well, there is no problem in becoming Mukesh Ambani, but then your stress levels, your health, your family time, your self-introspection, ये भी important है. Unfortunately, there are no numbers for this. Right? So again, I repeat the same line. Just because something can't be measured in numbers doesn't make it less important. I'm sorry, I'm repeating it again and again, but it's for a reason. When I decided to publish my book, again, how I use a minimalistic approach. No copyrights, because if I have taken unselfishness as my core human value, I thought that copywriting, patenting is selfishness. I should live my value in each and every action, in each and every word I speak. So I did not copyright my book. अभी देखो ये एक action से क्या हुआ. So I translated the book in Marathi. It was easy for me because I'm a Maharashtrian, and I took help of my sister for the editing. But I was thinking of Hindi translation because I was not very confident about Hindi, although I know Hindi, but I was not very confident of translating it. And then a gentleman from Rajasthan called Suresh Rathi, a very big guy, brother of Anand Rathi, one of the stock market tycoons. He read that line in my book, the first letter, that this book is not copyrighted because I don't believe in copywriting. It is the ideas in this book are a gift for the mankind to take it forward. So if I copyright, I'll be acting against my own values. And he liked this so much, he translated the book in Hindi without even telling me, printed 5,000 copies of it, and sent me to in my house. Zero cost. अभी बोलो ये क्या है, मतलब ये तो इज नो लेस देन अ मिरेकल. अभी वो लाइन में नहीं लिखता तो ये होता. See, kindness is there in everybody, but B-U-T, but all letters capital. But you should be the first one to show kindness. Only then kindness boomerangs. Only expecting kindness and we continuing to be selfish, nahi chalega. First show some act of kindness and kindness will boomerang, guarantee. Reciprocation is there in our DNA. सामने वाले ने स्माइल दिया तो आप स्माइल दिए बिना रहोगे नहीं, पॉसिबल ही नहीं है ना. कितना भी गुस्सा हो, सामने वाला स्माइल देगा तो आप स्माइल दोगे ही. It's contagious. Then, if you look at my book, there is no preface, there is no ISBN number, there is no foreword, there is no dedication page. I thought dedication page क्या ठीक है, if I want to dedicate the book to so and so, why are you interested in that? वो तो मेरा पर्सनल अफेयर है ना. वो मैं आदमी को जाओ के बोलूंगा किसी the book is for you, I am dedicated to you. You are not interested in it. When you read books, वो dedication page पे आपका ध्यान भी जाता है क्या? प्रीफेस, फॉरवर्ड, एपिलॉग, ये वो सब मैंने कट किया. And the result is the book is so tiny, of less than 60 pages, that not a single person has said that I've left it half read. Why? Because I've understood the psyche of a reader. And this is a new point I want to discuss. That abundance is the enemy of motivation. Now, remember when you go to a big fat Indian wedding, कभी गए हो एकदम अमीर लोगों के weddings? हाँ, वहां पे खाने के काउंटर्स इतने रहते हैं ना, पानी पूरी, चाइनीज, वहां पे आइसक्रीम, वहां पे जैन फूड, वेज, नॉन वेज, बिरयानी, सो मेनी काउंटर्स कि कहाँ से शुरू करे क्या करे समझ भी नहीं आता. यू फील सो ओवरवेल्म्ड, वहीं पे पेट भर जाता है. हुआ आपके साथ? Has happened? Have you attended those rich fat Indian weddings? मेरे साथ तो बहुत हुआ है. Abundance is the enemy of motivation. पर just imagine, अगर मैं वो सब काउंटर्स आपको दिखाऊं ही नहीं, आपको एक कहाँ पे छुपा दूं एक कमरे में, and just pick 4-5 items from all those, from few of the counters, and place them in a plate and give it to you. Will you eat comfortably? Are you getting my point? Abundance is the enemy of motivation. Now use this analogy when you see a 300-pager book. That's the same case. क्यों मोटे-मोटे books आधे अधूरे छूट जाते? Because we see the unwanted things. Anyway, you are going to read only one page at a time. Why look at the remaining 299? अगर मैं उसमें से एक पन्ना लेके आपको दूं, तो आप पढ़ोगे. फिर बाद में दूसरा दूं, आप पढ़ोगे. फिर तीसरा दूं, आप पढ़ोगे. पर जब 300 पन्ने एक साथ दोगे तो आप एक भी नहीं पढ़ोगे. फनी ना? Abundance is the enemy of motivation. So I think there is a scope of some big revolution that no authors unfortunately have to fatten the book, especially non-fiction may. If you see the core message can be condensed in only 20 pages. Right? Now, there is no intention to insult the authors, okay? But if that author takes that 20-page book to a publisher, कोई खड़ा करेगा क्या उसको? So unfortunately, he has to fatten it up with illustrations, repetition, anecdotes, experiments to show his authority on the subject, वगैरह वगैरह. So this is what even if you want to eat an elephant, you'll have to eat one bite at a time. Okay. So why not look at book as a bunch of articles? Have you ever regretted for reading a newspaper incomplete? No. कभी बोला आपने खुद के साथ, अरे मैंने आज का अखबार पूरा नहीं पढ़ा, शाह? No, you never say that. Why? Because you look at newspaper as a collection of small articles, and one article पढ़ने के बाद you get that sense of completion. We love completing things which we start. We don't like to leave them half read. So if that article is read completely, we are satisfied. We are not interested in reading all the articles. Are you getting my point? So why not look at the book like a collection of articles? Chapter number 1 is an article. Chapter number 2 is an article. And because it is a self-help non-fiction book, you can jump to any chapter, right? I take that liberty. And if few chapters are not exciting, there is nothing new, I'll not read them. Seriously. In fact, the more books I am reading, the more books I am leaving half read. This is happening with me since 6 months. Because इतने सारे books पढ़े हैं कि mostly things gets repeated. This is just old wine in new bottle. अरे ये तो concept वही है, सिर्फ example अलग है, right? But then कुछ books पे ऐसा भी मिलता है which I have never read. So you can use this approach, okay, just to get rid of that feeling of overwhelm. अरे बाप रे 300 पेजेस की बुक, रॉबर्ट ग्रीन, वो तो कभी छोटी किताबें लिख ही नहीं पाता है, सब मोटे. टिम फेरिस, 4-hour work week and 4-hour body, like 500 pages book. But then remember the big fat Indian wedding, and that will help you. All right. Again, I'm just giving you different ways of minimalism. Okay, we are made for only small things. Okay, the small things that you do only accumulate and manifest into success or big failure. A very good example that struck my mind in the book was about the wedding ring wala. Did you read that? A couple and the wife was in a church, and the priest was saying that how can you contribute to this world in whatever way you can? And that made her think, and she talked to her husband that can I encash our wedding ring and use that money for an NGO in South Africa where there is a water problem. And the husband loved this idea, and the word spread so fast in that friend circle. All the ladies sold their wedding rings, and today she's leading one of the most renowned NGOs in the world, which is working for clean water in South Africa. What a great way. Yeah, this is what the power of minimalism, right? Oh, wedding ring, and now they are living with a great higher purpose. The kind of sense of meaningful contribution they must be getting every day, right? उसके आगे वो चीज की अहमियत कम हो गई. After all, the ring is a thing, है ना? We add sentimental values to it, right? Yeah, so these are the things I can keep on talking, but I want your ideas now. Like, for example, one idea that I'm trying to practice, although I'm not successful in it, to avoid accumulation of things at home. What I'm planning to do is, if I get one thing inside the house, I should be removing one equivalent thing out of my house. So if one t-shirt comes inside my house, one t-shirt or one shorts or one pant should go out. So that will keep our things in check. Balance में रहेगा. This is a very good way of maintaining balance between things and people. तो things बढ़ते जाएंगे, इंसान कम होते जाएंगे. Yeah, I've seen so many complexes में नीचे बच्चों को खेलने के लिए जगह नहीं रहती, इतनी गाड़ियां रहती है। मतलब इतनी गाड़ियां कैसे, इतने तो फ्लैट्स भी नहीं है बिल्डिंग में, तो नहीं हर घर के 2-2 3-3 गाड़ियां हैं, और फिर अपने ही बच्चों को खेलने को नहीं मिलता। मतलब ये क्या लॉजिक है? Okay, do you have any ideas of minimalism after reading the book? You think by, or if you don't believe in minimalism, you believe in maximalism, that's also okay. Anybody wants to discuss, or you can ask anything which you did not.
Hi, this is Gaurav.
Hi.
Hi, thanks for this sharing your ideas and thoughts on minimalism. There is something called digital minimalism also, right? So we have spoken about the physical one, because more and more we are spending time on mobile and social media and different apps. So how do we get this addiction down, and how do we reduce our digital minimalism? Like
Mm-hmm.
how you explain the concept of removing one thing and getting one thing.
Uh-huh.
Similarly, on mobile or on this digital thing, how do we reduce the addiction or the usage of it?
Mm-hmm. One thing I consciously do is that digital things are there to support the physical things, not to replace them. Digital world is here to support the physical world, not to replace it. So wherever possible, I'll first give preference to physical interaction. Now, because you and I can't meet every week, right? Because one is from Punjab, one is from Delhi, one is from other cities, Rajasthan, and that's why we are taking help of Zoom. But if I get an invitation, now I'm invited in Chennai next week, next week, I will not hold this Zoom. If the timings are clashing, where should I give preference? The physical seminar. And I'll say this week there won't be any Zoom interaction. ये हमको click नहीं होता है कभी-कभी, right? So wherever, even there are messages, some messages should be given on WhatsApp, some should be talked on phone, some should be done on Zoom call, and some should be done only on face to face. You should know कि कौन सी बातें कहाँ होनी चाहिए. Now a person sending a message on WhatsApp that I need your help. Can you lend me 10,000 rupees? How is it when that shows his level of seriousness? You are asking for 10,000 rupees as loan from your friend on WhatsApp. You don't even have the courtesy to come and meet or at least give a call. Are you getting my point? But asking a help like, अरे घर आते आते तू स्टेपलर लेके आएगा क्या? Fine, you can put it on WhatsApp. It's a small thing, right? Amrut, I want to collaborate with you. No, let's do something big. This can't be sent on WhatsApp. That shows the seriousness. What kind of seriousness is it? So these are the
No,
layers.
yeah, it is about the communication part, but I'm talking about in terms of the consumption of social media. Like we see a lot of motivational and a lot of other videos, and one after the other, and it just consumes our time, right? And the time is the most important valuable or asset that we have. And because of that addiction of more dopamine, because of these motivational videos and those directional and some good talks, how do we control that as a usage of social media is what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm. I think I bifurcate internet content into two categories: entertainment and learning. If you're watching a lot of learning related content, go ahead. There is nothing wrong in it. Unless they don't put a lot of strain on your eyes. That's the only drawback. For me, now let me be very shameless, that I'm an extremist. मैं कुछ अच्छा करूंगा तो एकदम एक्सट्रीम में जाऊंगा, और गंदा करूंगा वो भी एक्सट्रीम में जाऊंगा. So I was a couch potato and used to watch TV for 6 hours in a row. कपिल शर्मा के सब एपिसोड्स में एक साथ देखता था. That extremist I am. So I have accepted my weakness, and so my solution is that cut the distraction at the very source. सामने गुलाब जामुन रखा है और मैं नहीं खाऊंगा ऐसा नहीं होगा, तो गुलाब जामुन को मेरे आई साइट से निकाल दो, उसको फेंक दो. That's the solution that works for me. So I removed my TV from the house. But it is not practically possible for every day because I live alone. I'm bachelor, so वो possible है. And you have to find your own ways, right? When I realized that I'm addicted to YouTube videos, I removed YouTube app from my mobile. I don't have YouTube app in my mobile. I don't have Instagram. Whereas I have thousands of followers on YouTube and Instagram, but I don't have that app. So what I do, I go to laptop, type youtube.com, watch the video that I want to watch. And now, because after closing the laptop, it doesn't go into my pocket, automatically my internet time is reduced. So this always works for me. Jैसे TDS, yeah, जब TDS, they cut the tax at the very source. हमारे तक वो पहुंचता ही नहीं है. That logic I use here. That cut the distraction at the very source. Don't let it allow. So every app that I'm planning to download from Apple Store or Play Store, I think 10 times. Because it's as good as bringing a packet of cocaine in your house. If it is an addictive app, it will be so dangerous. हमको लगता है क्या एक क्लिक ऐप डाउनलोड करके देखते हैं, नहीं, वो एक एक्शन से आपकी जिंदगी बदल सकती है, पॉजिटिवली और नेगेटिवली. तो look at an app as a packet of cocaine. Okay, there are two types of addictions: substance addiction and behavioral addiction. Substance addiction क्या होता है कि जो drugs, alcohol, वो सब दिखता है ना, it is visible. तो drug abuse वाले, they are behind bars और उनके चेहरे पे दिखता है that they are drug addict. But behavioral addiction can be easily hidden. It can't be seen. Beautiful pictures of Instagram and the girl is in acute depression, but she's putting year-to-year smile on Instagram photos. But she was in chronic depression in my friend circle. Nobody could believe that. Looking at her news feeds, nobody will believe that she was in chronic depression. Yeah. So, I can suggest you books, couple of books for digital detox. One is Indistractable by Neer Ayal. Indistractable by Neer Ayal.
Okay.
And second is Irresistible. Both the books are summarized on Booklet app. Irresistible. Okay. Yeah. Anything else? No?
Irresistible and what is the other one?
Actually,
Yes.
2 people has raised their hands.
Yeah, because the laptop is quite away from me, I'm not able to see the names. So could you
I
please?
can tell you.
I'll-
Riti, first is Riti Bansal
Riti
and second
Bansal.
one is Saloni Utekar.
Saloni. Riti, do you want to say something?
Yes, I wanted to say that in 2019 I had started to purchase many books just to read and all these things. But then I realized that if I'm reading a book, it's good. But then if it's I don't have many people who read, so I was not able to pass it on. So I stopped purchasing books, and then I started to lend from library, even if the library was in other cities and all. But that was my take on minimalism, that let's not purchase so many books and just read them once or twice. So I was not seeing the point in that.
Very good.
So that's what I tried to do.
Very good point. Very good point. Yeah, that when you said that line that I don't have much readers in my friend circle, so I have something important idea to share.
Yes.
See, we are looking at reading traditionally as an isolated activity. Okay, it is my book, it is in my hand, I have to sit in my room and read. Whereas all other activities, we exercise with a partner. Yeah, we go for a run in a group, right? We work together in office. See, we are not made to do anything in isolation. So why read in isolation? So what I suggested, now I and Farid, what we have a very good rapport is, I always insist, Farid, that never read a book that I have already read. And
Okay.
I will not read a book that you have read. So that on the dining table during lunch, we will not exchange books, we will exchange the ideas that you have read and I have read. Don't you think it's a double advantage?
No, so I mean, that's great that you have a friend that you can, you have such a friend that who's equivalently, I would say, passionate about reading. But like in this year, 2023, I've been very lucky that my mother has started reading with me, but still she's not at that pace. So right now also I'm kind of doing it alone only. So I don't have a partner right now in that sense.
Riti, in this hyper-connected world, it's impossible to be alone. Go on Facebook, go on Instagram, put a video, talk passionately. I have converted alcoholics, druggists, and smokers as avid readers. Not by telling them to read, but by sharing those big ideas from the books with lot of charisma and enthusiasm, and then they get curious. Right? So it's not about कि ये book पढ़ो, ये book पे से बताओ मत कि ये book के बारे में, just the way we gossip with so much of enthusiasm. Just share those big ideas the way I talk to you, right? With lot of gestures and jokes and enthusiasm, right? So मेरे कहने का मतलब ये है कि जो ट्रेडिशनल वे है बुक को देखने का, it's about isolated activity, has to be done all alone. Let's expand the gamut of reading. Discussion should be part of reading now. Okay, once you understand anything exciting from the book, and if you don't share it with somebody online, offline, then it should be declared as a crime as a reader.
Okay, I'll try my best to implement this.
Yeah. Then we should say that we are killing the book. We are not allowing the ideas to spread from the book.
But actually, I am not very comfortable, expressing my ideas and all. So that's why it becomes a tough task for me to, like as you're saying, that go
But
online
you are
and
talking
share.
so nicely right now. See, there are
I
so
know, sir, but I'm the only one that, last time I shared that I don't do well in interviews and all. So that's a
That's your
problem.
misconception, Riti. You speak so well. You have a sweet voice.
Thank you so much.
You are bolder than other 40 people in the room. They're not talking, you're talking. You have got
Thank
the...
you so much.
All right. So should we call it a day? It's 9 o'clock. Well,
Just
next.
one thing.
Yes. Who is this?
Sorry to cut. And this is Gaurav again. I don't have that app, this code of yours.
Okay, somebody
And it's
please
been
share the
over a
key.
year. I have.
Yeah, if
Yeah.
anybody is using the app, please share your key for him and let him join. Yeah, I think Mrunali has shared the key.
Amrut, this is Navnath here.
Yeah, Navnath.
Yeah, I have a question regarding vacation.
Yes.
Because people say that you should not, your expense should be more towards experiences rather than material things. But sometimes we, overdo the vacation expenses, and we feel that since it is the memory, the expense is justified. So how you approach?
Okay, got it. See, most of the time, this vacation funda is influenced by our peers. And we think that if we travel long, far away, then it's a vacation. But you know what? There must be 10 places in your own town, in your own city that you haven't explored yet. This has happened with me. I live in Thane city. There are 10 lakes in Thane city. I have seen only 3 of them. Whereas people from other cities come and visit those lakes. And I'm more interested in going to Kashmir. Sorry, getting my point. Ghar ki murgi dal barabar, mostly aisa hota hai. So first explore your own vicinity. There are beautiful places in your own proximity. तो वहां पे पहले वो explore करो. That is not only close, it is cheap, almost free. But हमको दूर की चीजें ज्यादा attractive लगते हैं, right? So you don't, एक beautiful line मैंने पढ़ी. You don't visit places, you visit people. It's not the place, it is only the change, the changing the routine, breaking the routine. तो place कुछ भी हो, वो कश्मीर हो या कोई भी जगह हो या धुले हो या कोई रूरल एरिया हो, that's not the point. It's about changing your routine place. कि घर को छोड़ के कहीं जाना है तो जरूरी नहीं कि वो दूर जाना है. So let's not just focus on vacations abroad in Mauritius and Australia. Okay, it's just about changing the routine, and you visit people. When I travel, I see that the objective is not only to see the mountains and those cows and those farms, but meet those new people which I've never met, and then explore their culture, their values. Okay, and we are blessed. We are Indians. After every 50, 100 kilometers, everything changes. The language changes, the dialect changes, the culture changes. We are so lucky that we don't have to go far away. Whereas other countries are homogeneous. Everybody is same language, same culture everywhere.
Just to share, if 1 minute allow, just to share my minimalization. I am not on Facebook. I am not on Insta. I'm not on Twitter, and I use WhatsApp very discreetly. Only use when I think I need to ask something or reply something. I don't keep my mobile with me all the time.
Very good. Very good.
Like I don't buy too many clothes. I buy in the COVID period, in the last 3 years, I bought only the minimum clothes for me, and the rest I didn't buy even a single. Similarly with shoes and the other stuff.
Wow. Very good. Your husband was very lucky.
I am not married.
Okay.
So
Okay, your future husband. Good.
I
good.
won't.
So हमारे लड़कों में ऐसा बोलते हैं कि लो मेंटेनेंस लड़की, तो मारुति 800 जैसे, ओके, जहाँ पे खर्चा ज्यादा नहीं है. Very good. This is a very good approach, and I'm proud of you.
Hello, sir.
You accommodate one more question because Saloni is like raising hands
Sure,
since long.
sure. Saloni, go ahead.
Hello, sir. Actually, my idea of minimalism, I might sound quite self-centered at this point, but I actually at times ghost people. Like when I have my examinations, I don't talk much, or like I have lots of connections on Instagram. Like being a college student, we are like very much quite addicted to it, I would say. So I have many connections, and I have that the chat box is completely filled with many conversations. But I just at times, give some reason that no, I can't attend you right now, and I then actually come back after my examination. That's when I show up. That's when I consider their points or whatever they want to say, unless and until it's that important. That's my way of minimalism. I also deactivate my Insta account at times
Very good.
because
Very
it's
good.
quite addictive.
See, we have such mindful youth here, and we think that this generation has just gone, lost their minds because of social media and digital things. No, that's not the truth. Well, the next week's book is very interesting. I'll not reveal the name, but that's somewhere Saloni has talked about it. And I started the topic about isolation, that we are not isolated creatures. We are for being together. And that's the topic for next book. I think she's Disha Palkar. Sorry for making you wait for long. Tell me.
No, okay. So I just had a question. So while I see this motivation videos and all, I just tend to get like carried away in it. And whenever I like to teach German. So whenever I plan something for the next lecture, I just get carried away in the thoughts of what is my vision and all. While you have decide your vision, how is it that we just focus on what we do and not that is also minimalism, not getting carried away in thoughts and minimalizing the thoughts to
Wow.
one task.
Very good.
So how can we make it possible?
Yeah, see, what you don't do is in fact more important than what you do. So if you want to travel from point A to point B, then the turns that you did not take are equally important than the turns you took.
Yes.
Only then you will reach the right destination.
Yes.
Right. So
Really.
यहाँ पे I'll continue the same analogy to answer your question. Look at your vision as a Google map, GPS map. Okay.
Yes.
When you put the destination and hit the navigation button, start button on Google Map, Does it show all the lefts and rights? जो भी जितने भी 15-20 left and right सब दिखाता है क्या वो? You'll go mad ना? तो समझेगा नहीं. What it does is it zooms out and shows you the first right. After you take the first right, it then shows you the next left. After taking the next left, it shows you the next roundabout. Yes or no?
Yes.
Having a plan, having a goal, doesn't mean you should know all the lefts and rights right now. Right now, you should only make the immediate unknown known. What is the immediate unknown? My immediate unknown is working for my next book of the week. That's all. I'll not think about mission, make India read, and how can I reach out to 1 crore people? No. That is 100 left and right turn. Are you
Yes,
getting
sir.
it?
Yes,
So once you make the immediate unknown known, then think about the next unknown. Same like traveling. Yes, even if we have a GPS map, sometimes we take wrong turns because of the animation. कभी-कभी समझता नहीं है कि 400 मीटर के आगे वाला टर्न लेना है, पीछा लेना है. If somebody is a driver in this room, you can relate it with me. कभी-कभी GPS मैप होते हुए भी मैं गलत टर्न लेता हूँ. But that's fine. You can at times by mistake deviate from your plan. Okay, reroute, come back to the main path again. ठीक है, थोड़ा 5 मिनट लेट जाऊंगा डेस्टिनेशन पे. या वो 18 मिनट के 21 मिनट हो जाते हैं गाड़ी चलाते वक्त. Fine. That's the price I am paying for the mistake I made. Right?
Yes, sir.
So
Yeah.
it's always no. जब फर्स्ट स्टैंडर्ड में तो फर्स्ट स्टैंडर्ड के बारे में सोचो, 10th स्टैंडर्ड के बारे में मत सोचो.
Okay. Yes. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, welcome. All right. So thank you for joining on a Sunday evening and giving up your romantic dates. So thank you so much. And
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. It was truly, truly inspirational and that we can really implement in our life.
yes, yes.
Thank you so much.
Before leaving,
Thanks.
I'll just share one joke. मेरे एक फ्रेंड ने बोला, सो अमृत तू मिनिमलिज्म बोला है ना, तो अभी मैं बहुत कम कपड़े पहनूंगी. मतलब दैट इज नॉट मिनिमलिज्म. आपको शरीर के कपड़े कम नहीं करने, वार्डरोब पे कपड़े कम करने. So I just thought, I just laughed out when she shared this. चल मैं ये बोलूंगा सबको तुमने जो बताया. All right. Okay. चलो, good night.
Have a great week ahead.
Yeah.
Very good night, Amrut. Bye-bye.
Bye,
Bye-bye.
guys. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye, sir. Good night.
Bye.
Bye.